So a while back, it was decided that my high school graduation gift would be a trip to Too Many Games. It's a retro game convention held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania that I've known about for quite some time thanks to certain YouTubers talking about it. So me and my grandma arranged a trip for the 2021 event, and here's how it went. So on Thursday we got up pretty early in the morning and headed off to the airport. Our first flight went from Gainesville, Florida to Charlotte, North Carolina. Now dealing with airports and just flying in general can be a hassle a lot of the time, but I feel like the view out the window kind of makes it all worth it. I always love seeing the clouds while up this high, so this first flight was perfect when it came to the view. Our layover in Charlotte wasn't very long, so we were off to Philadelphia in no time. I really got a kick out of the view while we were approaching the city. Great stuff. Now, when we got off the plane, we didn't exactly have the clearest plan on how to get to our hotel, for some reason. So my grandma asks around for directions all while I see a homeless woman taking a shit in public. I'm not kidding. But we found some assistance and got on a train that took us to this really big part of the city with some of the largest buildings I've seen in person. The assistant lady told us that our bus would be 125, but she was wrong. The driver wasn't much help, so we just kinda tracked where the bus was going, hoping we'd end up near the hotel. Sadly, we just got dropped off on this mall where I just called an Uber to come get us. It was definitely a frustrating experience, but I'm just glad we got where we needed to be safe and sound. We stayed at a True by Hilton hotel, and I gotta say, this place was pretty great. I really loved the way it looked. It was clean, the furniture was nice, and the lobby was a nice spot to hang out. It was probably my favorite hotel I've ever been to, so I definitely recommend one of them. That evening we got some dinner at the nearby Longhorn Steakhouse and just kinda crashed in our room while watching Food Network. But obviously the next day is where the fun would begin. Friday morning I met with fellow YouTuber Amiiben, who I know a lot of you know, and he ended up joining me on this trip. A huge thanks to him and his dad for being there. The trip would have been a lot less enjoyable without them. Before the convention started, we actually went to the King of Prussia or Prussia Mall, which is apparently one of the largest in America, and it was really cool. We went to one of those as seen on TV stores where we saw a lot of wacky stuff like hemp gloves, salt inhalers, and Gay Among Us. Oh, and you can't forget the flex tape. We also got to shop around this record store where I finally picked up my two favorite albums by Tyler the Creator, those being Flower Boy and Igor. Along with a CD copy of Frank Ocean's Channel Orange. Very nice. While we were at this mall, I also got to try bubble tea for the first time. I didn't really like it that much, but I had a lot of fun trying it. Then we headed off to the expo center for the first day of the convention. I definitely had to get used to the place for a bit, but I had fun browsing all of the vendors with Amiiben and seeing what all they had. First thing I picked up were these really nice Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Mars figures, followed by Sonic Mega Collection and Sonic Riders. thus completing my Sonic GameCube collection. I saw some other cool stuff like these semi-3D pixel sculptures and even a Vectrex. They also had some indie games to set up where we played this neat little fighting game that had a pretty interesting aesthetic to say the least. Later on we went to see the first panel that we were interested in, that being the Angry Video Game Nerd. It was held at the main stage and the crowd was pretty damn big. So big that we had to stand the whole time, which was pretty lame. But the panel was basically a live Cinemassacre podcast and Q&A between James and his friends that I don't know the names of. It was definitely entertaining, but nothing too crazy. I'm not too huge on new AVGN videos, but I heavily respect and love James's older work, so I knew I had to see the panel, and I'm glad I did.
I mean, could I think of a bunch of other people that would come to my mind first before Chris Pratt? Yes, I could think of a ton of people who I would, immediately go to, but being, the decision they made, I'm guessing it's going to be good. Or not, we'll see.
But afterwards, we went and saw, get this, Doug Walker. The man, the meme, the legend. Amiiben and I went purely as a joke since we wanted to get Doug to sign a copy of Pink Floyd's The Wall for obvious reasons, and it was hilarious.
I actually do kind of sound like Pink Floyd, actually, like The Wall a little bit. I never realized that.
But in all seriousness, his little how to be a YouTuber panel wasn't too bad. Despite how much I laugh at him, he's been doing YouTube for a long time, so he had a fair bit of knowledge to share. Did I get a ton out of what he said? No, but at least the panel wasn't totally cringe. I still think he's a complete joke though. That hasn't changed. Day 2 is just as much fun as the first, if not better. Since I knew the show floor a bit better, I was able to get around a lot easier. One thing I'd like to point out is that while there were a lot of people there, everyone minded their own business, so there wasn't any pushing or shoving around, thankfully. Saturday was also the day where I got the most stuff. Kirby Superstar Ultra, Croc Legend of the Gobos, Mega Man 8, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, a boxed copy of Star Tropics, with the letter included, an AVGN Blu-ray, and last but not least, Gex. Yes, I am now a proud owner of Gex for the PS1. I would have loved to have gotten it signed by Mr. Scott the Woz, but sadly I wasn't able to. But speaking of Scott the Woz, his panel was that day, and my god, it was packed. I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if Scott's turnout was bigger than James Rolfe's. We didn't get an actual seat, but Amiiben's sister and I saw that some people were just kind of sitting down in front of the stage, so that's what we did. While I wish I had a seat, I was right in front of the man himself, so how could I really complain? The panel was a ton of fun to see. The entire crowd was in on all the Scott the Woz jokes, so everyone was asking these ridiculous questions and stuff. Scott had a bunch of people do these dumb little challenges and handed out prizes, which was fun. Oh, and Amiiben handed Scott a jar of pickles.
What do we got? We got the pickles. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. I won't eat them, but I love them. They're more so like a conversation piece, No. Okay. I thought you were opening up. Oh, he lost. Yeah, that's going right up here.
Towards the end, his sister got to do a challenge and got some prizes, one of which being this Internet News shirt that I got to have. It was a lot of fun. I would have gone to see Some Call Me Johnny's panel after, but the line was kind of long and I was getting tired. That evening, me and my grandma ate at this nearby restaurant that had some pretty amazing wings. A great way to cap off a great day.
What's the first track?
A good one. I actually like this song. It's catchy. Sunday was a lot shorter since we had to leave for our flight, but it was still fun. There were no panels, so I spent the day browsing around and scooping up a few more games and just seeing things I missed, like these really cool canvas prints. I ended up getting Yoshi's Island and Mario All-Stars for the Super Famicom, making these the first imports I've bought. I also got this cute little Sonic plush, which was very nice. We also spent a bit more time in the arcade today. But not only were there a ton of consoles set up, but also a lot of arcade games that you don't see too often, like Puzzle Bobble, Afterburner, and this. Do I need to explain this? Anime Girls. Anyways, they had this cool table full of old home computer systems like the MSX, which was really interesting. We also played a CD of Weezer's Raditude on a PC engine. More specifically, we played Can't Stop Partying in Public. I feel like there should be an award for that. Now, my favorite part of the trip actually happened on Sunday. So a lot of YouTubers go to this thing if it wasn't obvious. So throughout the weekend, I'd occasionally see some people I recognize walking around, whether it be Spawn Wave, Some Call Me Johnny. Hell, I even saw Nathaniel Bandy at my hotel lobby. But today I just happened to see AntDude walk right past us. It was a surprise since I had no idea he'd be there. Then Amiiben and I went to find him and I got him to sign that copy of Star Tropics I found. So not only do I have a copy of the first game I reviewed, but one signed by the man that inspired me to make videos in the first place. And that's pretty amazing.
Thank you. I love Star Tropics.
I love your videos.
That's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Big inspiration to me.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, I had a ton of fun going to too many games. So many things to see and even more stuff to buy. I'd say the prices of games here ranged from average to overpriced. There were plenty of games I'd see that were going for way more than they should be, but hey, if it wasn't obvious just based on how many games I got, there was plenty of great stuff to be found. And on top of that, it was awesome getting to see YouTubers I love here, whether on stage at a panel or in person. So yeah, if you live nearby or have means to travel, definitely check this convention out. I had a ton of fun. Once again, big thanks to Amiiben for being there, and go check out his own vlog as well. But for now, enjoy some nighttime plane footage. The camera doesn't do it much justice, but seeing all the city lights from above with your own eyes is always pretty incredible to me.